If I was in a situation where one of my three students was constantly just like not participating and didn't have their camera on, and their teacher like also expressed that they weren't completing their work, the first thing that I would really try to do is see when the teacher like reached out to me and told me this, try to correspond and see if the teacher has any other information that's explaining why he's not doing his work. Maybe if the teacher has some extenuating circumstances or something that they could tell me to explain why they're not doing their work, and if this is a situation that's just happening in their specific class or it's like in all of their classes. It's helpful to understand the full context of the situation and also understand if it's not just an online problem where they're just not comfortable with being in this online environment, but more it's like they're struggling in all these areas of education and school as well. So after speaking with a teacher, if I wasn't able to get any more information, or just after speaking with the teacher in general, I would try to speak with John in a one-on-one setting. So I know that it's online, but maybe some sort of breakout room where I was able to speak with him and just ask him kind of what's going on, not necessarily in any type of like accusatory tone, but more just, hey, I'm just coming to you. I know that you haven't been participating that much. I know that we've been struggling with keeping the camera on. I'm just curious if we have any reasons for that. Are you still working? Are you just struggling with the content? Do you need more help with that? Just to try to understand what's going on with the situation and have all the information. So if both of those conversations weren't necessarily helpful for me to understand what to do, I would try to contact the site leader just to ask more for advice to what to do in these types of situations, and maybe contact other fellows to see if they've had similar problems and ask them, hey, like what are the strategies and things that you guys do when you're in these types of situations, as it would be like my first time. I think that it's super important. Obviously, the goals of Teach for America, which is about like educational achievement and trying to help low income students with their educational opportunities. And so because of that, that's obviously like not kind of going with the mission. So it is really important to try to get advice from everyone you can when to think about the situation. My priority for really all of this is really just to get explanations. I think it's really important from my experience as being a tutor and a mentor, not to necessarily condemn a student. I've had many students more in person who don't want to do any work or think it's kind of boring. But I find that when I'm able to talk to them, especially one-on-one, we can kind of find a common ground, find an area that they're really interested in, or just find reasonings for why they're just not interested that day. Maybe why they're tired, maybe why they're just not interested. And I think it's really important to have those one-on-one conversations and get the full context so that you can really encourage students to grow and encourage them to make the most of their education. And I think it's really important as a mentor to just meet people where they're at so that you can propel them forward and propel them to grow more.